What is up, you guys? My name is ShawKill, and welcome back to another spoiler video. Like I said, I had two videos today. I have to get these done. We just talked about the pylons. I do want to mention in this video, unless if you haven't seen my other video already, I will be doing a live stream today. Today would be the 14th for you guys. For me, it's the 13th still. It's late at night, but for you guys, it's going to be the 14th, and I'm going to be doing a live stream tonight, and in that live stream, I will be going over all the patch notes that's going to be released, because if you did not see, on the 14th, right here, they will be releasing the end summary of Journey's End, and on top of that, the change log. And we're going to go over that change log, and we're going to see what's changed, what's new, what we're going to see, my feedback on it, and I might upload it to YouTube afterwards. We'll see. But I just want to mention that before we get jumping into this video, which is going to be about the golf. I'm really interested to see how the golf works. So let's jump into it. Oh, almost forgot. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, bell notification if you want to see more Terraria content. And yeah, that's about it. Let's jump in. I've never played golf. I've always been interested in golf. I play golf as an example. Play with golf with your friends. Right on Steam. That game's fun. I enjoy playing that with my two buddies over on Mixer, Psychotic Butcher and Mad Dog, whenever we go and play it. It's a fun game. I enjoy it. It's a little like putt-putt golf in a sense. If you know what golfing with your friends is, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But the fact that Terraria and the devs of I can't even talk. The fact that the devs of Terraria decided to add in this as a mini game is very, very interesting, because golf is in a 2D plane. I think at first probably wouldn't have worked, but they decided to put it in, and they probably worked it and tweaked with it and made it sure that it worked good. And I have to say that it probably is going to be a good idea at this point. At first I was kind of skeptical on it, but it looks like they flushed it out pretty well, so let's delve into it and let's see what I have to say about it. I haven't seen anything on this, to be honest. I think this is going to be interesting, so let's go down. I'll actually read everything. Maybe. We'll see. Assuming not everyone has played golf before, the goal is pretty simple. Quick rundown, if you don't know how golf works, right? You're trying to put a golf ball into a hole with as few strokes as possible, so there's actually different labels for things, you know? You got an eagle, which is, I think eagle is 2 before. Then you got a birdie, which is 1 before par. Par is essentially, let's say you're on a course and it says you have a par of 4, which means that you have to hit the ball 4 times. And if you hit the ball 4 times and make it into the hole, then you complete the hole, right? And that's par. If you take less than 4 times, so let's say if you hit 3 instead of 4, then it's considered a birdie, which is 1 below par. If you hit in twice, like if you only take 2 shots, then it's considered an eagle. And obviously, if you hit it in with 1 hit, it's a hole in one, right? And it's a hole in one no matter what the situation is. If you're hitting it for the first time from the tee and you make it straight in, hole in one. If it's a par 3 and you hit it in, it's not an eagle, it's hole in one. If you hit it in the second, right, then that's considered a birdie. There's no eagles on those specific ones. So that's how that works. Lower scores are always the better score. This is the only sport that I can think of where a lower score is a better score, which is really funny because that's just how it works. Essentially, how many strokes does it take for you to get into the hole, right? Most courses have a number of holes. It's typically between 9 to 18. You kind of see that as well in like golf with your friends. You can either do a 9-par hole or 9-hole game or an 18-hole game. So each hole has a par score. I just explained that one for the birdie, 1 under the par, that sort of stuff. Terrain, obviously terrain is huge. One of the things here is like mowed grass, right? You have like your basic plains. You have your putting plains. You have the dense grass as an example. And then you have like other obstacles, you know, like sand dunes, sand pits, and water. Water is also devastating. And then on top of that, the one thing that I actually didn't know about with golf is the types of golf hits, right? So if you want to hit something super high up, but move it forward slowly, it's considered loft, right? And if you want to hit something far, obviously I knew that was going to be the distance shots. So knowing the difference between both is huge with golf. And wind. Wind sucks. And yeah, I say stay out of water. I already said that. Couple things with the golf equipment, what they're going to give you. So first things first, the driver. Driver's very simple. You want to shoot things as far as you can. Go the distance with it. Use the driver. It literally drives things far. It goes super far. Just put it that way. So making sense why they put the driver in there. Iron is like a good mix between far and mid-range, right? If you want to hit it far and hard, but you don't want it to like go way off the map, right? Use an iron. Iron helps you keep it close, but if you need to hit it high, you can also hit it very high. Wedge is something that kind of gets you out of traps or pits or issues. If it's in a spot that you can't necessarily get out of, like as an example, sand, right? You can use the wedge to get you out of those places. Or if you just need to hit something super high up, let's say you have a mountain. Most golf courses don't have a mountain. Most of the time they'd use a wedge to get it out of sand pits. But in the case of Terraria, we might have mountains, right? If you want to hit it over a mountain, right, you might want to use the wedge to then snap that thing way up on top of that mountain to get it over, right? And then your final one is the putter. Obviously, when you're actually playing real golf, you're going to have way more than just this. You're going to have a 9-iron, a 7-iron, a 5-iron, right? You're going to have different types of gear. Well, this game, obviously, they're going to make sure that you're going to have less than that, and this is the example of this, right? Putter, wedge, iron, and driver. The putter is obviously very straightforward. It just shoots things not very far, but it's your short game shot. On top of that, they give you some premium clubs. You can find some premium clubs in the game for vanity items. They don't do anything but just make you look cool. Another thing with the vanity stuff is also the golf ball color. So you can change the color of your golf ball. You can actually make your trails of your golf ball the same color as the golf ball that you choose. And on top of that, you do not need to have these equipped at all. They can just be in your inventory and it changes the color of your golf ball, which I think is really cool. And this helps a lot when you're playing with friends and you want to know whose golf ball is who. You can just pick a color golf ball. You'll know whose golf ball is who and you'll be able to hit whatever you want to hit. So here's another accessory, the golf whistle. This thing makes sense. I like the idea of it. Let's say you hit a ball, it goes really deep into the ocean, and there's no way for it to get back out of the ocean. Well, you can't hit that ball anymore, right? You don't want to go down there. So they incorporated the golf whistle. The golf whistle brings the ball back to the place that you last hit it from, but at a consequence, if you're playing in an actual golf game, it's going to increase your stroke by 1. So let's say on your first shot, you hit it, it flies way out into the water, and you can't get to it, and you have to use your golf whistle. That's considered 2 strokes, not 1. So you hit it once, that's a stroke. Use the golf whistle to bring it back, that's another stroke. Golf cart is another one. This is a new mount in the game. You can drive around on a golf cart. It's pretty cool. I like the idea. It kind of gives more idea to the whole golfing thing. All right, so teeing off. So there's an item in the game called the tee, right? So one thing that you can do is if you use a tee, even in real golf, right? Obviously, if you start off with golf, you want to use a tee. It places the golf up higher, or the golf ball up higher off the ground. So when you use something like a driver, it actually goes further than it being on the ground. Driver is one of the best things to be able to get things to just go super far, and using that tee helps it get further. So I actually use the same thing as well with this one. Teeing off, you place it on the tee, and you can be able to putt it, or in a sense, drive it off. And then on top of that, you have things called trajectory and power. You know, it'd be really funny. I hope that they added this in, because this would be great, if the golf ball actually does damage to enemies. Please let the golf ball do damage to enemies. That's all I ask. If it doesn't, then oh well. But that would be funny. Obviously, you can decide how far it can go with trajectory and power. Trajectory is where your mouse is aiming at. Obviously, it would be in the angles, right? And the power is how far away your mouse is from the ball. That's going to be your trajectory and power. Yep, and then on top of that, the final thing is obviously the hole, right? You want to make sure that you can get it into the hole. If it gets into the hole, obviously little fireworks will spray out of it, and confetti, and woohoo, yay, we did it, right? Obviously, there's that. And then once that's done, it gathers your score for that hole specifically, calculates it, and you move on to the next one. All right, dreaded golf courses, my new worst enemy. So now it's going to talk about some of the new stuff in the game. Mowed Grass is one of them. Obviously, mowed grass, you need a lawnmower to make it. And it actually cuts the grass for you. So as you can see here, this is like regular grass, and this is mowed grass. And mowed grass will make it so that the ball can roll across the grass a lot easier, making things like greens, putting greens, driving greens, that sort of stuff. Makes things a little bit easier. Obviously, the ball would react differently on a mowed grass rather than the not mowed grass. So make sure you understand the difference. Another thing, softer surfaces like dirt, sand, etc. Sand, as an example, will actually stop your ball whenever you hit it. If you watch this right here, it doesn't bounce anymore. It just kind of just stops. So you want to watch out for sand traps and that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's just going to ruin your game if you decide to use that. Even if you try to hit it super hard, it's just not going to go anywhere. And then the last thing, what the softer surfaces comes harder surfaces, so stone or bricks, etc. Your ball is just not going to lose momentum at all. It's just going to keep bouncing, right? So you use that to your advantage as well, knowing what type of surface you're on, how far your ball should go. And then last but not least, water. Water is really, really annoying because guess what? It is very hard for you to hit balls out of the water. As you can see from this little minute thing right here, it does not want to get out of the water. Yeah, don't hit it in water. Other blocks, there's going to be other blocks in the game. Some of them have different traits on them than normal. As an example, ice acts interesting. I believe it makes it super slippery, but it acts like a stone block where it just bounces on it. So if you hit it super far and is rolling, it's probably going to roll a lot further than normal. But it's your choice to decide to look into those kind of things. Maybe snow's acting different. Maybe Crimtane acts different. Maybe Luminite acts different. Maybe Luminite teleports the ball. That would be interesting. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just taking assumption guesses right now. But we'll see when we get 1.4 and see what kind of cool things that we can do with golfing. So there's also a new NPC with this. It's the golfer NPC. That also explains that bestiary thing. When I saw that other character, I thought it was going to be like a lumberjack or something. Nope, it is actually the golfer. So I was completely wrong. I didn't realize it was the golfer. He sells different golfing accessories, hand gloves, that sort of stuff, putters, greens, irons, hats, outfits, that sort of stuff. And yeah. There's that. I was actually surprised on this. I didn't think that they would give Chaos the option of doing this, but then again, I know that Chaos was one of the people who was helping fix the bugs and stuff like that in quality control, and they probably gave him the pleasure of going in and building something. And I know Chaos does awesome builds. So he actually was in there. He was creating this whole entire thing. I watched this video all the way through during this recording, and obviously I can't show you guys this video due to YouTube legal terms. So but this was actually a pretty cool video. It kind of shows off a lot of stuff. It's his own map that he made. It's going to come out when 1.4 comes out, and yeah, that's pretty interesting. I would like to check out the map, maybe play a couple rounds of golf on it and play with friends. That would be cool. That would be awesome. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you guys enjoyed, let me know. Comment down below what you guys think. I hope to see you guys in the live stream later today. I'm about to say that. If you missed the live stream, I should have a video up probably on the 15th of what I said during that live stream. All my comments and all my opinions on the changelog and all that good stuff. So in the meantime, I do appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for being here. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Shaw. I'm out of here.